For this last episode of the exam mini videos, I give you a special Genetics 311 murder at NC State. In this rudimentary drawing given by police, we can see what happened. A young victim was found in the middle of the food court at Cali Student Center. There were no security guards, no security cameras, and no one saw the crime happening, except for one witness standing behind a column that seemed to see everything. She says that she did not see who murdered the victim, but she did see four suspects hanging around by the body. Suspect A, Suspect B, Suspect C, and Suspect D, whose names will not be mentioned for privacy reasons. On the body, there was found a black hair that did not belong to the victim. Police recovered this evidence and ran it through gel electrophoresis to find DNA matches, hoping to find a prime suspect for this murder. The witness also gave their DNA samples, as so did the suspect, to make sure they rule out everybody and make sure they follow all leads for the case. Here we see the results from the gel electrophoresis given from the hair samples in the crime scene, the witness, and all the suspects. Derived from the hair samples are two loci, VNTR loci 1 and VNTR loci 2. Here we can see the alleys or bands of each of the suspects, witness, and the hair sample. To be confirmed as a true suspect, the hair sample alleys have to match with one or more of the suspects, and to be a prime suspect, both of the loci have to match to one suspect. For loci 1, we see that the hair sample has bands at the very top. The only two other people in loci 1 that have bands that are at the very top are B and D. Those are true suspects for now because their alleys match with the hair sample in loci 1. In loci 2, the hair sample has two alleys or bands at the top and at the bottom. The only two suspects that have bands at the top and at the bottom are suspects A and suspects D. Those two are the suspects for VNTR loci 1. So, because of these results, we see that B, A, and D are certain suspects that we have in mind. However, to be a true prime suspect, you need to have a match for both loci, and the only suspect that has a match for both loci is suspect D, because he matches the alleys for loci 1 and the alleys for loci 2, which means that suspect D is a prime suspect in this investigation. What we found surprising in our sample is that suspect B was the father of suspect A. In genetics, we know that one allele is passed down from the mother and the father. We can see that in suspect A, there is one allele, the top allele, that matches exactly with the top allele of suspect B. And in the loci 2, we can see that one allele, this bottom allele, matches the same bottom allele with suspect B again in loci 2. This shows us that they are both related.